Team of the week.
Team of the week this week is Lewes FC, which I think is how you say it. I don't know. Lewes. Lewes?
Lewes.
You know, that place in the south. They say things funny down there. They are the only club in the world, apparently, according to themselves, to have equal pay across their men's and women's teams.
Football teams.
Football teams, so yes, football. Lewes FC.
Oh, you did say.
I don't know if I did. I said it now, haven't I? No, it makes you look silly. Yes, they basically have a model where they have one big pool of money that is used across the two teams, and it's used equally across those two teams. And any money that comes in from either team goes into that pool, and it's used equally across the two teams. So it's quite an interesting model, and he said it's not done out of a like moral crusade type of thing. It's more of just a business decision because it made sense. And women's football actually, according to the guy who was a volunteer director, his name is Charlie Dobre, but probably Charlie Jobbers, I don't know. Southern, isn't he? That's how they say it anyway. Oh, Charlie Dobbers. Down the apples and pears. It does sound a bit like rhyme and slang, doesn't it? I've hurt me Charlie Dobbers. Right, the Charlies. Yeah, so he said it's not a moral crusade type thing, it's a business decision, and women's football actually is the more exciting product to be involved with at the moment.
Yeah,
it's changing so much, and I can see that. It's an exciting thing. There's a lot of money being pumped into it at the moment. So it does make sense, and the women... So the men won promotion into the Isthmian Premier League, which is the 7th tier of men's football, since they've started doing this joint pool of wages. And the women were selected for the new Women's Championship, which is where Man United are currently playing, the newly formed Man United women's team. That league is like it's not semi-pro. Well, I guess it is semi-pro, but it's very on the lower scale of semi-pro. Yeah. They get 8 hours of guaranteed training a week, which is not enough to be a part-time player. Apparently, this is what I was reading.
Okay.
So it's still quite in its infancy. Basically, it's only been created this year, that women's championship. But Lewes are in it, and they're probably one of the lowest, like the most unheard of teams in that league. Like
we had a look at this.
Yeah, there's Man United, and there's Charlton, and there's a lot of Millwall established men's teams, the women's version of them. Whereas the women's team here now, because they're in the 2nd tier of women's football, effectively they're going to be dragging along the men, really.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Definitely playing at a higher level.
Yeah, exactly. Like. So we were sort of talking about this and whether other teams can follow that lead. It's going to be a long haul to get Man United to be to the same level, playing the women the same level as the men. But I think it is a good goal for clubs to aim towards.
Yeah.
And like old Charlie says, it's a growing market, women's football. And apparently he was saying that, in fact, it was his wife was saying that there's a lot more women supporters for the men's team now because they've seen the women playing and enjoyed the women's team, and now they go to both games. They go to the women and the men's game. So it's increased attendances for both teams.
That's cool. You hear of guys sort of starting to support their local women's team now. Yeah. So like Man United fans just like sort of inherently support the women's team. But whether they're seeing increases in attendance, I don't know.
At the men's.
Yes.
You probably wouldn't notice it at Man United.
No.
Because the attendances are so high anyway. Then I imagine they fluctuate quite a bit week on week, so it probably is harder to notice. Whereas a team like Lewes, their like maximum capacity was 1,000 or something. Their biggest crowd was 1,000 people in the FA Cup game. So it's much easier to notice then, isn't it, when you've got 10 more women?
When you can name everybody.
Yeah. Oh, Dorothy came to this game.
Bob, Andy.
Apparently, there's 2 national teams that already do this in football.
Oh, really?
New Zealand and Norway are the 2 nations where the women and men are paid the same amount. So whether the England football team, it would be more feasible, I think, at a national level, I would have thought, because that is governed by a governing body rather than a financial institution.
And you're not driven by market prices.
No, exactly. Yeah, you can pay the players whatever you want. So you can pay everyone a tenner, and they have to suck it. What else are they going to do?
Team of the week.